A million years before the asteroid, there was paradise. Lush forests covered in ferns carpeted the earth. Giant cycads crowded the landscape, and the air was alive with the drone of insects and the calls of dinosaurs. But in the blink of an eye, that all changed. The sky turned to fire and the earth rumbled like thunder. Paradise became hell. So it goes in a flash from fire and brimstone. In less than a day, all life on Earth was wiped out. Or was it? Hi, it's me and this is Dinosaur Apocalypse. Asteroid or volcano? The fiery debate. This is the story of how the greatest extinction event in the history of life unfolded and what really killed off the dinosaurs. Was it a giant asteroid or a chain of supervolcanoes? Let's start at the beginning, or at least the beginning that we know about because, let's face it, if we go back far enough, we don't know much at all. For most of the Mesozoic era, life on Earth was pretty chill. Sure, there were a few mass extinctions here and there, but nothing too bad. Then suddenly, 66 million years ago, 75% of all species on Earth disappeared. The Cretaceous period came to an end, and with it, the age of dinosaurs. It was the largest extinction event until now. We're currently in the midst of the sixth mass extinction caused by human activity. At first, scientists thought a single catastrophic event was responsible for the mass extinction, a gigantic asteroid smashing into Earth. In 1980, they found the smoking gun, or rather the Chicxulub crater in present-day Mexico. It's 180 kilometers wide and 30 kilometers deep, which means it was made by a big space rock. And the rocks and minerals around the crater rim are the right age. All that's left is for an intrepid team of geologists to descend into the crater and confirm it once and for all. And sure enough, in 1990, they find tektite, an igneous rock that forms when meteorites hit Earth. The asteroid theory had been proven. Or had it? While the asteroid theory has been accepted by most scientists for decades, others argue that it's only half the story. Some say that the asteroid was just the beginning. Others blame the volcanoes entirely. So let's play this out. Take one gigantic asteroid, add one planet full of vulnerable dinosaurs, and mix well. The result is a mass extinction. About 66 million years ago, a huge asteroid hurtled through space. It was about 10 kilometers wide and smashed into Earth near the Yucatan Peninsula. The asteroid theory says that this impact triggered earthquakes, tsunamis, and wildfires across the globe. The heat from the impact lit entire forests on fire. And when all that vegetation burned, it released tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. That would cause the global climate to warm, then cool as the dust settled and blocked out the sun. This nightmare scenario is called nuclear winter. Nuclear as an atomic bomb, not as an icy. And that's how it got its name. In this doomsday scenario, the temperature swings would cause chaos in ecosystems worldwide, leading to the extinction of most species, including the dinosaurs. But the asteroid theory doesn't stop there. It also says that the impact threw so much debris into the atmosphere that it blocked out the sun and plunged Earth into darkness for months or even years. Plants would die without sunlight. The animals that ate those plants would starve. And since the dinosaurs were mostly plant eaters, they wouldn't fare much better than the Triceratops or the Stegosaurus. Small animals that could hide from the darkness probably survived. With their small size, they needed less food, meaning they could survive on less food for longer. The asteroid theory says that this event marked the end of the Cretaceous period and the beginning of the Paleogene. Okay, so the asteroid theory makes sense. The crater in Mexico is the right age. There are tektites and shocked quartz, iridium, and microtektites around the world. And most scientists agree that asteroids can cause mass extinctions. But not all scientists. A few researchers have suggested that while asteroids can cause mass extinctions, this particular one didn't. They say that it wasn't big enough to cause all that global havoc. So is it really the killer blow? Maybe it was the death knell, but not the sole cause. Maybe the asteroid delivered a fatal blow that weakened the dinosaurs, but it was the volcanic theory that finished them off. For decades, the asteroid had the spotlight, but lately the volcanic theory has been catching up. It puts the blame squarely on volcanoes, specifically the Deccan Traps in India. Over a span of about 1 million years, starting 66 million years ago, more than 2 million cubic kilometers of lava erupted from the cracks in Earth's crust. Today, The area is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular tourist destination. But back then, it was a fiery hellscape. But why? Why did so many volcanoes erupt at the same time? What was all that hot lava? For millions of years, magma built up beneath the surface of the Earth. Eventually, it cracked through the crust and spewed out lava, ash, and gases. Each eruption released more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Gases also included sulfur dioxide, which reacts with water vapor in the atmosphere to form sulfuric acid. That acid forms aerosols that reflect sunlight back into space. Aerosols reflect as much as 30 times more efficiently than carbon dioxide, meaning that volcanic activity could have triggered an ice age. It started out slowly, 68 million years ago, with smaller eruptions spaced far apart. But after 300,000 years, the eruptions grew larger and more frequent. And they kept coming. For another 200,000 years, the frequency of volcanic eruptions peaked at about 10 per year. After another 200,000 years, the eruptions finally tapered off and returned to normal. The Deccan Traps remained quiet until about 65 million years ago, when a new batch of magma began bubbling up. This second phase of volcanism lasted about 50,000 years, during which time the magma chamber emptied and the lava lake dried up. And that's when the asteroid hit. Okay, so we have wildfires, a changing climate, tsunamis, and darkness. Sounds like the perfect apocalypse. But remember, all life isn't created equal. Creatures that laid eggs fared better than those that gave birth to live babies. Their offspring didn't need milk, so they were weaned off faster and needed less food. Animals that lived in water or swam in the shallow seas may have fared better than those on land. Not to mention that not all dinosaurs went extinct. Birds are the direct descendants of theropod dinosaurs like Velociraptor and Archaeopteryx. So birds are kind of like the little engine that could of the dinosaur world. They adapted to changing conditions and lived to tell the tale. So the asteroid delivers a massive blow, and the Deccan Traps deliver a slow and steady stream of noxious gases. Maybe it's one or the other. Maybe it's both. A few recent studies say that both events played a role. They happened at exactly the wrong time. Just as life was recovering from the asteroid impact, volcanic activity kicked into overdrive. Together, the asteroid and the volcano caused a double whammy of environmental devastation. Some researchers even say that the asteroid sparked the volcanic activity that led to the Deccan Traps. When the asteroid hit, the energy from the impact heated the rocks deep below the surface of the Earth. Suddenly the crust became weak, and the magma below the Deccan Traps bubbled to the surface. By some estimates, the asteroid provided 5% of the heat that fueled the eruptions. Other studies say that it was more like 20%. Either way, the asteroid set the stage for the eruptions. So what does it all mean? How does it apply to us? Well, for starters, there's no smoking gun, just a lot of circumstantial evidence. We don't know exactly what caused the mass extinction 66 million years ago. And we won't until we get more evidence. And who knows what surprises await us. New data and new techniques can turn the tables again. And maybe the asteroid will once again take center stage. But what we do know is that life on Earth found a way to survive this catastrophe. Mammals took over. Their ancestors were small proto-wombats, mouse-sized creatures that scurried around on 4 legs. They weren't very showy, but they were survivors. And after the extinction event, they flourished. In fact, the extinction of the dinosaurs paved the way for the rise of mammals. It's a lesson in resilience. Life always seems to find a way, but it takes time. Even if the asteroid did trigger the volcanic activity that led to the Deccan Traps, both events combined to cause a mass extinction. The asteroid may have been the spark, but the volcanoes poured gasoline on the fire. But in the long run, it may not matter. Maybe the two events were unrelated, and they both just happened to occur around the same time. Maybe the dinosaurs were doomed either way. Maybe they simply ran out of adaptations and couldn't keep up with the changing world. Regardless, the asteroid and the volcano had an apocalyptic impact on life on Earth. So here's my question for you. If a world-ending asteroid was hurtling towards Earth tomorrow, would we survive? Let us know your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. Want more dramatic scientific discoveries? Check out our series Ancient Apocalypse. All episodes are available now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.